Hi everybody, this is Professor Bolden. Welcome to your second week of Middle College Online Comp 1. I'm just here to talk to you briefly about your assignment for this week. So now you're going to have your first official reading assignment, which is 2 essays. I want to give you some examples of strong personal essays as we go through the semester so that you have a better idea of how to write yours. You're going to have a quiz over those essays, and then you're going to have a discussion assignment on the discussion board. So reading, quiz, discussion assignment, and those can be completed at any time during the coming week. Anytime from Thursday to Thursday. So just like last time, it's asynchronous. You complete these assignments at whatever time works best for you during this coming week. So the essays are both posted on Momentum. They are a link and a PDF. The first one is called Trash Food by Chris Offutt. He has lived a really interesting life. If any of your parents are familiar with a show called True Blood, he actually wrote the first season of it. He, I think, spent some time in the military as well. He survived a hurricane by himself down in the Everglades. He's just a really intriguing character. And he's written several memoirs that I really enjoyed. But this is an essay about kind of food and class and identity. And it's at first person, pretty casual. Same way for David Sedaris. David Sedaris wrote You Can't Kill the Rooster, which is your second assignment. And he is a pretty famous essay writer. Me Talk Pretty One Day is the name of his most famous collection. And he does this for a living. But I want to warn you about that second essay. And I'll put this on Momentum as well. That essay has a huge amount of profanity and coarse language. So the reason I went ahead and assigned it is that it has a purpose for the article, which is that his younger sibling, his parents just kind of gave up when it came to that youngest sibling, Paul, and Paul didn't have any discipline or any rules, and so he's just turned out very wild. So that's going to play into one of your possible writing assignments. So do not read that one in the proximity of any young children, because there's some pretty objectionable language in it that Paul uses. There's nothing scary, there's nothing violent. I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. And obviously I don't endorse that, but it has a point for the essay. So you're going to read both of those, and then again at any time during the week, you can take your reading quiz. Our reading quizzes are on Testmos, and they're really simple. You will click the link. It'll take you to a place that says enter your name. You type in your first and last name. Keep in mind, I might have multiple Ashleys or multiple Nicoles, so just make sure you give me first and last. And then you will have multiple choice and true-false questions. The quizzes will always be 3 questions. If you get all 3 questions correct, you get extra credit for the day. If you get 2 out of 3, you get full credit for the day. Even if you just get 1 question right, you still get half credit. They're not going to break the bank grade-wise, but I have to assign quizzes to motivate people to do the reading, because when I was a young and naive teacher, I thought, oh, the discussions will be enough. I don't have to assign quizzes. People will do the reading for the love of the game. And I was wrong. So that's just to make sure you stay on track. For those who need extra time on assessments, that extra time is already built into the time limit. So it would technically be a 6-minute quiz, 2 minutes per question. And I have added time and a half in there. So the limit is 9 minutes. It's just supposed to test, did you do the reading or not? It's not going to ask questions like, what color hat was this person wearing in this paragraph? That kind of thing. So after that, you're going to have some writing prompts for the discussion board. And for a limit, or excuse me, not a limit, for a minimum of whatever writing prompt you pick, you do not, people always misunderstand this, you're not answering all the questions. You are only picking one. You're just picking one question to respond to, whichever one you like best. Some of the questions are about the first essay, some of the questions are about the second. I would like you to write me a response of at least 3 paragraphs. And you might be thinking, well, how many words is that, or what does that amount to? Going back to grade school rules, a paragraph is at least 5 sentences. So I would like a response of at least 15 sentences total. I'm not necessarily looking for a thesis statement. I am not grading these in regard to grammar or spelling. These are completion grades. So any writing assignments that you post to the discussion board are about your content and the way you're answering the question. I'm not going in and grading them nitty-gritty. So I would rather they be just honest and earnest, and when appropriate, please, they're welcome to be funny. But I would like you to have at least 3 paragraphs, at least 15 sentences. There is no maximum. You can write 5 paragraphs. You can write 8 paragraphs. You can write as much as you like. There is no maximum, but I would like you to have at least 3 paragraphs and at least 15 sentences total. That's what I'm looking for in the way of a response. So you're going to pick one of those 5 prompts, respond to them with at least 15 sentences, so pretty thoroughly, and then post it to the discussion board. And that is your assignment for this week. Reading, quiz, discussion. It doesn't matter what order you do the quiz and the discussion board in, but I would do the quiz first just to get it out of the way. I would do the quiz as soon as I'd done the reading, probably, but it's totally up to you. As long as they all get completed by next Thursday at 11:59 p.m. your time, then you're fine. So as of right now, as of me recording this video, I think there's still a couple of you who haven't done this week's assignment yet. So you still have until tonight at 11:59 p.m. your time to do the summary in 6 assignment. And today, when I get home in my afternoon office hours, I will start responding to those of you who have already posted that. Also, thank you so much for those of you. I think I've got about 6 of you now who have signed up for Remind. Again, I'm not requiring that, but it's just a much easier way for us to be in touch with each other than Outlook email. The problem with Outlook email is that it constantly logs me out. I don't know why it does that. Maybe it does that to you too. Whereas Remind doesn't. It stays logged in on my phone. So thank you to all of those of you who have completed the first assignment. I really appreciate you. Let me know if you have any questions about this week's upcoming assignment. I'm here to answer. You've been pretty low maintenance thus far, but I am always happy to help in any way that I can. So again, you're going to read 2 essays. You're going to read both of them. You're going to take the quiz, which is 3 questions total, and everything's going to be right here in content in the same post. And then you're going to respond to one of 5 possible discussion prompts with an informal essay response of at least 3 paragraphs or at least 15 sentences. So thank you so much for listening. I, again, am here to assist in any way that you need me to. I'm so glad you're here. I'm really looking forward to reading your summary and 6 responses. And I hope that whatever you're doing today, you have a magnificent rest of your day. So thank you so much. Bye.